You've spent a lot of time thinking about creating and finessing your information graphics. In this short tutorial, I'm going to show you what to do with them once you've created them. I'm assuming you've used some kind of graphics editor to create your information graphics. When you're finished with your graphic, you'll want to export it into a format that Word, Prezi, the presentation software you'll use for your final presentation, and perhaps a website or blog site can manage. So let me give you the skinny on file formats. You've probably heard of a .jpg, pronounced JPEG. It stands for Joint Photographic Experts Group. That's not important. What is important is that when you choose to export into a JPEG, you are compressing the information in the file from its raw form, which has all the file information, into a smaller form, and consequently you're losing some of the original digital information. Therefore, when your JPEG is reproduced at varying sizes, it will reproduce with varying degrees of clarity. So you see here, I have a JPEG that was downloaded from the web. I'm going to drop it into my Word document and then drag the corners of the image to scale it. At this size, it's okay, but at this size, it's starting to get fuzzy, and at this size, it's illegible. That's because the image, in fact all images, are made up of tiny dots, and each dot contains a color to our eyes, but to a computer, that color is just a byte of information. When an image is in its raw data format, all the color dots or bytes of the information are present, and the image looks sharp. But when you compress an image, your computer has to decide to get rid of some of the bytes or dots of color. Until you reach a certain scale, you won't even notice the loss in quality. But at a certain point, for us, right here, you start to see the loss of bytes markedly. And it looks bad, doesn't it? So you want to try and avoid that by setting the resolution of the image you're using to something that's reasonable based on where you're going to use or place this image. So what's reasonable? Well, let's say for a 3x5 image inserted into a Word document, you could reliably set your image's resolution to 125 dots per inch and be just fine, so long as you're scaling down. And that's the key. You can always scale an image down and maintain quality, but you can't, or at least not very easily, resample an image up without losing significant sharpness and clarity. JPEG format is most commonly used in print documents, so this file format is perfectly suited to Word and other text processing programs. But what if you want to upload an image to a website or blog? While you can certainly use a JPEG, and in many cases you'll want to, if you have a button or a vector image, like an arrow or line, you want to play with the image features on export and see which loads the fastest and has the best quality. As you can see, there are minor but noticeable differences in loading speed, quality, and file size between the GIF, JPEG, and PNG files. Beware, your GIF won't load into a Microsoft Word document, and you'll want to save the original RAW file to use in your graphics editor, as many graphics editors won't let you edit a GIF once it's been converted from another file format or a RAW file. There are several other, literally dozens, of file types and names, but those are the two most commonly used, and you can import both of those file types into Prezi, PowerPoint, or YouTube videos. Okay, so once you have all your information graphics just right, and you've exported them to a JPEG or a GIF or whatever file format you choose to use, you're going to want to insert your files into a Word document, which is fairly easy. You simply open the document in which you wish to insert your graphic, insert your cursor where you wish to place the graphic, go to the menu bar and click on the Insert tab, scroll down to Insert Picture, choose From File, and voila. In your formatting palette, you can manipulate your image further. By holding the Shift key and dragging the handles of your image, you can rescale the size of your image proportionally. Clicking on the image pulls up several features in the formatting palette, and you should spend some time just playing with these features to get a sense of what you can and can't do inside Word. You can see that I can add special effects like a drop shadow or mirror reflection, and under the flyout menu I can rotate, align, add shapes. It's up to you really. Whatever features you pick, try to be consistent. One of the basic principles of good design is consistency. So if you put a drop shadow on one image, try to do that throughout your document on all images. Sure, you can mix and match certain attributes, but you want the elements in your document to seem to fit together, because visual information, how the photos and visual elements are laid out throughout your document, need to be congruent with the tone of the writing so that they contribute to the work, not detract from it. For example, if I was writing my essay on capital punishment, a very somber topic, I wouldn't want rainbows flying out from behind photos of criminals on death row. Can I make rainbows fly out of photos? Of course I can. But should I? In this instance, absolutely not, because to do so would distract and detract from my essay's tone. Before we leave Word, I want you to notice one more feature on the flyout menu, and that's wrapping. This feature allows you to wrap text around your image. Simply select the image, click the flyout menu, and select Wrap, and there you have it. No matter what word processing program you're using, whether it's Word or Pages, almost all of them have an Insert Image feature, and it's usually found in the main menu bar. So let's move on to Prezi now. You're going to use Prezi to construct your final presentations, and you'll need to insert both your graphics and other media files like a video file. I'm not going to walk you through step-by-step how to use Prezi because many of you know it pretty fluently, and also because there are excellent tutorials that will walk you through Prezi step-by-step, and they're found by visiting their website at http://prezi.com/learn. But for those of you who are unfamiliar with Prezi, know that Prezi is a hosted, web-based presentation software tool. That means you'll need access to the internet to stream your presentation. Prezi uses features common in movies like the pan and swivel feature to add an element of action into an otherwise static, two-dimensional presentation. And that's why instructors and your peers really like to use Prezi. Get to know the Prezi website and watch the tutorials. They're excellent. What I want to do is specifically show you how to embed media into your presentation. Once you select the template you wish to use, and here I've selected lightbulb_2, but you could select a template that was blank. Inserting media is very easy. You simply click on this wheel, which is called, strangely, the zebra, then click Insert, and choose where the file is located. Clicking on the plus or minus signs will increase or decrease the size of your image. Clicking, holding, and turning the tick marks in the direction you wish to turn the picture does just that. And if you click the pencil icon, you can resize the image by dragging the handlebar to the right location and then hitting Enter or Return. To move the image, select it with your cursor, click the hand tool in the center of the zebra, and move it wherever you wish on the canvas. If you go back to the main dial or zebra and click Insert, you'll see a range of options, including an option to insert a YouTube video. Now, if you're using original content, that content needs to be uploaded to YouTube, approved, and live before you can copy and paste the URL into Prezi. But if you're just referencing a YouTube video, the process for inserting it into your Prezi is even easier. Simply click the Insert button and type or paste the URL into the URL field and hit Enter. Voila! Prezi imports the video, and if you go back to the zebra and click Insert again, you can insert a whole host of files. Explore the features of Prezi on your own, but know that this tool is a simple, effective way to engage your audience and showcase your digital literacy skills.